out there, and welcome to Convincing Idiots. This week on episode 181, we are bringing you so much news you're barely going to be able to handle it. We're talking Gemini, which is a new form of AI. We're talking internet stage parents. We're bringing you all the news about boxing on Netflix. And for our final segment, we are posing the question to you. If you were stranded on a desert island and can only bring your top 5 favorite television shows to watch for all of eternity, what would you bring? We'll tell you which ones we would bring. So, without further ado, let's start the show.
All right. Test.
Test.
You call it again?
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the Millennial
We're
Santa.
3 friends representing 3 different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Awesome.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
You guys enjoy your whatever that is.
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
I'm Brian, Gen X.
And hello out there. I'm a millennial, and my name is Nick. And this is Convincing Idiots, a weekly podcast of 3 friends representing 3 different generations. We get together here pretty much each and every week to discuss all things nerd and pop culture, but you probably already know that by now. But hey, if you don't, head on over to our social media accounts, and rather than list them all off for you, we have conveniently placed them on one tree, if you will, a tree of links. If you go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots, Linktree, Linkttree, you can follow each and every one of those links to whatever social media account you so choose. Also on there, you will find a link to our merch store. We are now on TeePublic, so be sure to check out all the cool stuff we have on there. You can also find links of which you can listen to this podcast on your favorite podcast platform each and every week. You can find all that information, and if you can believe it, so much more on our website. That's convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, gentlemen, we're here. Once again, the fates
Take offense
have
to
brought
that.
us together for a ever so special episode of Convincing Idiots. Brian, what's new in your neck of the woods, me old friend?
Doing well, sir.
You're my oldest friend. Not as in I've known you the longest, but you are the oldest friend that I have.
Thanks. So we're shooting last Thursday.
I once had a friend a couple years younger than you, but he died, so...
Okay, very good.
Sorry.
Very good. Yes. Methuselah, I think that's maybe the one. No, we're shooting this on Thursday, March 7th. A week ago, we had talked about it previously on the show. We had the very fun Leap Day event at Ignite Brewing Company in Barberton. So on the 29th, it was take the leap and show up with a wedding license, and yours truly would perform your wedding ceremony. So we had 3 couples show up. The first one we knew ahead of time had their own officiant. It was very nice ceremony. And then I was able to perform 2 weddings last week. We had local news show up, Channel 5 out of Cleveland. So we had a nice promo on, or a nice story, I should say, part of a nice story of couples getting married on Leap Day. So yeah, it was mic'd up the whole bit. So
Nice.
He was
You can
prominently displayed on the
Yes.
news.
I was
Is that
pleasantly
the most
surprised how
amount of
much,
people you've
footage we
ever
got.
married at one time?
Yes. Yes, it is. Two different couples, very, very lovely couples. So congratulations to the newlyweds, the Howes and the daggone it. I can't remember the other couple's name now. Sorry
you
about
don't make
that.
the cut. Brian didn't care enough.
Yeah.
You must have been the
Yeah.
second or third couple. He didn't remember you.
I'll look them up in my book and I'll give the proper recognition later. But anyways, very nice time. Very cool to be part of that. You know, Rochelle at Ignite did a great job decorating and the place looked great. And nice little turnout there. Yeah, just very cool. Glad to be a part of it. And you can
I
find
heard the
that story.
photographer did an amazing job.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
If you're in the Northeast Ohio area, you can look up Channel 5 News online, and they have different news stories there. You can look up like Leap Day couples or something like that. I'm sure it's still out there. You can view. So that was cool. Nice weekend after that. Friday, we checked out for the very first time the Crafted Artisan Meadery in Mogador. If you're in the Northeast Ohio area, check them out.
Meadery.
All kinds of different meads. So I'm not like, do I like mead? Or I'm not really sure. I tried it once, I think.
Did you feel like a Viking?
It was good. You know, they had a lot on tap that were cold, which was good. They had a couple that were room temperature. Very good pizza. So we had like a nice thin crust pizza. They have a decent menu there. It was packed. It's an old church that they converted. The place was beautiful, a lot bigger than I thought. So yeah, definitely would go back and check it out. So we'll have to plan an event there sometime. And then Saturday, Allie and I had a nice night. Go ahead, please. Go
Question: what exactly is mead? I understand it's
Mead
like
basically-
breweries and things serve it sometimes or make it or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
what is mead? What differentiates it from their standard drinks? What is mead exactly?
Sure. So it's wine they make with honey versus
Grapes.
well, wine they make with honey versus grapes, and now they do have some blends of different things in there. But yeah, that's
Okay.
the sweetness
Is
of the
it-
wine of the mead is honey.
Is it like thick and syrupy? Like, how does that?
No,
No.
not really. No, you would think it might be, but it's definitely sweeter than normal wine, as you might imagine.
I
But they
thought
have
I'd had
different types
mead
of flavors
before, but as you're describing it, I feel like I definitely haven't.
Okay. Yeah, they had a lot of interesting flavors. We got 2 different flights, so we tried most of the 5 samples per flight.
Mhm.
So we tried 10 different ones. So they even have a couple more than that, believe it or not. So it's good. It's different. It's not for everybody, and it can sneak up on you if you're not careful. But and they also have beer and regular wine, I believe, as well, if you're not into the mead. But yeah, it's definitely a good way to try it with a flight. They even have pre-selected flights if you want. If you're like, I don't even know where the hell to start, which they probably assume wisely. So you can get like a beginner's mead and like basic ones. They have different like award-winning ones. And so they're pre-made flights if you want to, or you can kind of build your own. So yeah, definitely worth the trip to experience for sure. And Saturday, Allie and I went to the Thirsty Dog Brewery in downtown Akron, had a nice dinner, and then went back and watched the movie, which we'll talk about in my idiot reviews. And Sunday, took a very nice walk around Hinkley Lake in Hinkley, Ohio, and stopped at the Hoppy Dudes Brewery out that way, known for their pickle beer. So if you like pickles, you will definitely like this beer. It's almost like drinking pickle juice. They have a standard one, they have a sour, they have a spicy one, and then they have one that they mix a little bit with Bloody Mary mix. It's like a bloody pickle or spicy pickle, something like that.
I had a bloody pickle once. I had to go to the doctor and get it looked at.
Yes, as you should,
And I did apologize.
as you should. Yes.
Profusely.
One is plenty. I mean, you can't drink them all day, but it is good to try, and I love it. So we would definitely have to make a trip back out that way. Then we stopped at the Foster's Tavern in Hinkley, historical building, very good food. So if you're out that way, check it out. It's like 15 minutes west of Akron, something like that. It's a little bit closer than Medina out to Hinckley. It's a nice drive out that way. So, yeah, spend a nice afternoon in Hinckley, hiking, drinking, eating. Very good. That's it. Back to work this week. Stressful week. Get ready for a trip next week. But we'll shoot another episode by then, and we'll talk more about that. So that's it.
So you could have wrapped that up easier by saying I haven't been sober since the last time we did this podcast.
Been
not on the weekend anyway.
Hell of a bender.
Not on the weekend. Yeah, this is my first beer all week since this evening here. A nice Conway's Irish Ale from Cleveland, Ohio. But yeah, definitely on the weekend we enjoyed ourselves for sure.
Very good.
Yep, Dean, how are you, sir?
Good. First thing I want to do is, Nick, does the A stand for asshole?
No.
On your shirt?
It does. It should, though, on mine. Mine specifically should.
It does,
yes,
right.
Yes.
But
yeah, please, this is great for the podcast. Please suck stuff in your nose while you're...
sick.
Yeah.
I've been sick. I have been to every kind of fucking doctor you can imagine. Not every.
That's not true, because if you'd gone to a therapist by now, you would be fixed.
Yep.
I would still be there. Now,
Yep.
I had to go to the shoulder doctor for my shoulder injury. I've been to physical therapy on and off. So not physical, not mental. I've been to my regular doctor. I got an ear infection.
You do?
Or not ear infection, a sinus infection.
Oh, okay.
Sinus infection.
I'm
Whatever.
like,
it's whatever this is.
They're not.
It's just
I don't know.
awful.
Maybe. I don't.
Oh, I knew you had a sinus
infected.
infection. I'm like, a ear infection too? I'm like, God
No,
dang.
it's a sinus infection.
Urinary tract. He's got all of them.
Right.
You are an infection.
So I haven't told anybody about this. I think I did tell Megan the story, but so I'm at the doctor over the past few months. On my butt cheek, I've had what I think was a mole or whatnot, or a wart, or I don't know what's on my butt cheek. I can't see it. No,
it's not that
I
either?
didn't know. So,
Right.
so while I'm in there for my ear, I go, it's like the Columbo thing. One more thing. He's wrapping up. I'm like, real quick question. I feel a little embarrassed about this, but I explained to him that I felt that it might almost like my just before you get to the inner ass cheek. And I'm like, he goes, well, let's take a look. I'm like, I know I'm embarrassed. He goes, come on, it's me. We're old pals. Like, come on, let's see your ass.
I look at your ass all the time.
Right.
It's fine.
So I dropped trowel and turns out I have a skin tag on my butt cheek.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
I it's my little tail. I have a tail. So, other than that, I've been to every fucking doctor.
A little skin place marker of where you stopped washing last time.
Yeah.
Like, remember to pick up right back here.
It's actually it's marking an extra where you could kiss. Uh-huh. But yeah, other than that, what else did I do? Oh yeah, we went to Arshay's in the Valley. It was closing. I feel like I talked about that.
I was just saying, this is like the third time you mentioned it.
We went to the Akron one. No, we went to the Akron one. This one, we went to the second one to get our second stamp.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because there's two Arshay's.
Right.
There's the one on Main Street and the one in the Valley. On the next week, it was Jeff, Megan, and myself. We went to the one in the Valley.
Yes.
Packed wall to wall. They were taking stuff off the wall.
We did this last
I think you
week.
talked about that last Wednesday because we shot on Wednesday, and that's the day that you went. But that's okay.
Was it?
Yeah, that's all right.
Look at that. You
Well,
grow an extra nipple on your ass and everything's just upside down. You don't know what the fuck's going on.
The nice lady's in South Africa. She's like, God damn it! I already heard this fucking story.
Well, now you can accompany that with my ass tag. So
There you go.
hashtag ass tag.
Hashtag. There you go.
Yep.
So
ass
that's what
hat, ass tag. Something like
ass
that.
hat ass tag. All right,
We'll work on it.
I'm good. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, guys,
Brian, or Nick, whatever you are.
my tail's pale in comparison. I have not grown any new appendages or things in my body. I've not married anyone, but I did have.
Not run out of gas?
What's that?
You've not run out of gas over the past week?
I've been staying fully stocked.
Oh, you were an adult this
fully
week,
stocked
eh?
up on gas this time around, so that's been nice.
All right.
Had a close call, but no, it's not again. I'm not going to let that happen again. This week, at least. So, this weekend was nice. Robin wasn't feeling too good, so but Friday night, the boys and I met up with a buddy and my one of my friends. My buddy Mike opened up his pizzeria, did a soft opening for his pizzeria, which is called Mike's Pizza, located in Canton. Had a couple delicious pies down there. Nice little dinner date, just hung out, and a lot of people came out and supported him, which was really cool. So definitely, like I've said before, delicious pizza, amazing crew, amazing guy that owns it, and they've got Unhitched Brewing that's going to be moving in next week, or next month rather. So they'll have the brewery up and running as well. So what they've done with the space is really nice. So that was really cool. That was basically it. Saturday, the kids' destination imagination things gearing up. So we've been having practices and things like that. But that's about it. Nothing too wild over here.
So that's what you did. That's what you're drinking, Dean, right? It's same brewery, Unhitched.
Yeah, Unhitched. I got samples from a salesman or the owner, but this is a robust porter.
Nice.
And it's moving in. You say in your buddy's same.
Yep, Mike's Pizza.
Location?
Mike's Pizza.
Is that
Yep.
what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
There you go.
What?
They're putting their beer in there as well. They're going to have the vat. I mean, they're not moving the brewery, but they will be featured on tap there as well.
They're putting that beer.
Oh, okay. Probably that guy who sold it is the one I talked to him. That's where I got the this beer from.
Okay, gotcha.
You okay? Now I'm on the same page. But the one thing I did miss, Nick. So, open a pizzeria. Nick comes and hangs out. Marry people. Be on TV. Nick doesn't. Oh, okay. All right. Anyways, let's continue.
Marry people, and why would I marry people and be on TV? That doesn't make any sense.
First of all, nobody's gonna marry you.
That's very apparent. Hey, as we're recording this, Dean's sister and I today have been engaged for 12 years. Popped the question 12 years ago today.
Wow.
That's right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very special time.
Excellent. That's what we call a long engagement, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure. Play the long
there was
game.
a movie made called The 5-Year Engagement, and they got shit on us.
You blew right past
going
that.
for the record. We're right behind Gene Simmons and Shannon Tweed's record, so right there.
Yep.
Right there.
There you go.
Actually, they weren't even engaged that long. They were just together. There was no promise of marriage until they finally did it for like a stunt for the show. But like, there was no real promise of marriage. They were just together for years and years.
Yep.
So we might actually have the record.
I think so.
All right. Well, something to be proud of.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Can't say I never accomplished that I didn't accomplish anything, because I did accomplish a really long engagement.
There you go.
You didn't accomplish marriage.
No, but the engagement has been accomplished and is still running.
Okay.
So
still running. Okay.
I'm trying to get to the point to where if we got married like tomorrow, like whatever day that
nobody would care,
that we wouldn't have enough time left in our lives to match the engagement. Like there's not enough married years left in life to match the engagement.
Sure.
Period. So
I mean, no, that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, we don't want parents witnessing.
Right. No. It's just silly.
That's we're gonna wait it out for a little while longer. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're waiting for Oliver to become old enough to become ordained so he can marry them.
If they want to see somebody get married,
and then Nick will go to that one.
Watch Brian do it.
There you go.
Mine.
You didn't even watch the news.
No, watch the news. How old do you think I am? Watch the news. Jeez.
But one of your oldest friends was on the news.
He is my very oldest friend.
Mm-hmm. Yep. At least watch the fucking link.
I watched the Instagram thing you put up. I saw that. I liked it. And everything.
All right. Well, there you go. So you
me.
did see it then. Okay.
God damn.
Okay.
I want so much. I want you all.
Beyond not reading a wedding license or how to get married, Nick, have you watched anything you want to recommend in idiot reviews?
Watching wise, still just going to town here on Seinfeld. I saw one of my new favorite episodes today, as a matter of fact.
Ooh, which one?
You guys may have heard of this one. It's called The Pen, and that one was very enjoyable to me.
Yep.
For
writes upside down.
any
Upside down.
that have not seen
astronauts use it.
Seinfeld, and at this point, I mean, it's 2024. Who at this point hasn't seen Seinfeld? Because it's ridiculous.
Tell me what happened in the last episode.
I didn't say I got all the way through. All right, I'm in the engagement period of Seinfeld. I'm going to watch Seinfeld over 12 years.
Okay.
Even though it was on for 9. But yeah, no, it was.
You have motive.
It was kind of funny because, well, obviously, like George and Kramer aren't even in that episode. It's just Jerry and Elaine and his parents that go to visit his parents in Florida. And I was just laughing hysterically because it really resonated. God rest my grandparents that I love so dearly that lived in South Carolina. But every time we would go visit them, all we could talk about between Robin and myself is how fucking hot it was in that house. Like, they lived in South Carolina. The thermostat was set at 78. So the AC would only kick on if it got above 78. And then, of course, in like the guest bedroom and stuff, there were like wool sheets on the bed. Just fucking burning hot, and like that was just the thing with Elaine and Jerry. How they're talking about like how fucking hot it is in his parents' house, and just the retirement community and how everybody got so bent out of shape over this pen that Jerry innocently commented on that he liked the pen.
Jack Clompet, something.
And then he insisted on giving him the pen, so he took the pen, and then it was a whole big deal in the community that Jerry took this pen from him, and word spread fast that he'd taken the pen, and it was just funny. There's all the just ridiculousness of, if you're out there and you're retired and you're in a similar situation as this, I don't mean to judge, but I think even maybe you could agree that once you become retired, maybe you lose content of things to fixate on. So sometimes these people tend to make mountains out of molehills. So, but that was very good. That I watched, and recently I listened to an audiobook. Now, I listen to more books than I read just because most of the day I'm walking around with earbuds in, and I have more time to consume literature in this medium. So typically, though, I would always, my rule of thumb, any book I've ever listened to, or I like sitting down physically with a book, reading a hard copy of a book and going through the chapters, and actually I like that serenity of sitting down with a book. However, what I'm about to recommend to you, this book, I feel like the only way to consume it is by audiobook. I listen to, I must say, My Life as a Humble Comedy Legend by Martin Short. It is his autobiography. I believe it came out like 2014, so it's about 10 years old. But holy shit, like, we've all discussed how much we love Martin Short and appreciate him. It was really cool to read about his life, his childhood, and early days of coming up on Second City, and then the brief time he was on Saturday Night Live, and all the people that he's been friends with through all these years.
So he reads it. It's
him reading the whole time. So this is why I say you must listen to this audiobook, because in between chapters there are interludes that are with certain characters he's done. There's an interlude with Ed Grimley, and and he's doing the voices, and also his impersonations of other famous people that he knows are fucking impeccable. So like you have to listen to the audiobook if you're going to read this book. I feel like you need the audiobook. But yeah, just an incredible book. I'm walking around work almost in tears at one point. He's talking about certain experiences with his kids and his wife, and all the while it's just, obviously in his own words, just hilarious. The little jokes that he pops in there, and the way he has impersonations, and talking about development of different characters and things like that. Really incredible. So I would strongly, strongly recommend the audiobook version of I Must Say by Martin Short. So check that out. That's about it. I really haven't had much TV time, and when I have TV time, I'm either trying to chip away at Seinfeld, or I'm watching hockey. So that's about it. That's really all I've watched here recently. So, Dean, seen anything interesting?
Yeah. Let me see here.
Heard anything interesting?
Well, two quick ones that I've been doing. Ghosts on CBS. Can't recommend that enough.
Is that the couple that
very
owns
funny.
the house? It's like a bed and breakfast, and they have all the
Yes, and she can see the ghosts.
Yeah.
Again, also Resident Alien. If you're not watching that, you're missing out. NBC's put that on Peacock as well, so it's kind of so it's going on both. So you can watch it either way. And Dead to Me on Netflix. We're into the third season, and it's fantastic. Nick, you were very, very right. It is a really, really funny show, well written. And then I'm also currently doing the last season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Speaking of Seinfeld, I haven't watched Curb Your Enthusiasm in a while. I probably missed a couple seasons, but man, how great is that show? Really? I know that it's improv compared or mixed with kind of written and stuff, but everybody on that show is so good, and this season's fantastic. Are you guys watching it at all?
I got to pick it up. Dick's recommended it before.
Been a long time,
I got to start picking it up. It's on my list to watch.
Yeah, it starts, and I think it'll be the kind of the. I think it's also the last season. It's still going like every Sunday. It starts with it was one of his friends down south, African American woman, was standing in line waiting to vote, and he literally just handed her a bottle of water to take a drink, and he gets arrested because you can't down south. You can't in certain states. You can't give anybody water, food, or anything that's standing in line for voting. And the press took it, and other celebrities took it, and as he was making this statement and being this activist, and all really he was doing was giving his friend a drink of water, and he doesn't understand it until he does, and then he kind of milks it, and now he wants to become that guy and stuff. It's fantastic. Other than that, I think that's it. Other than I did save money on my insurance with Blake Insurance. I don't know if you have heard about this, guys. Blake Insurance, it's an Erie insurance agency.
I don't love that segue. It wasn't creative enough for me. I'd like you to try it again later. When you
want to try it again later?
I'd like you to work it in a more original way. I feel like you're cheating yourself, quite honestly, and you're cheating the audience.
That's fair.
So you're cheating Aaron Blake, and that's the worst offense of all.
You know what? I respect the criticism. I will try again later.
Do better. All right, Brian. What have you been watching?
All right. Well, I saw a couple Oscar-nominated things. American Fiction. Sally and I went back and rented that movie on Amazon. Actually, we had to buy it because it's still at that level, but really good. So Jeffrey Wright, Sterling K. Brown, Eric Alexander, very good cast. It's nominated for Best Picture. Just very good. So the premise is it's a black author who's having trouble selling a book. He decides to write a complete parody of like a over-the-top, really super black book using a fictional author's name as a joke, and it becomes a huge hit. He has this whole, he doesn't know what to do. Does he keep portraying this fictional author? It really was a pretty good take on modern society and white people trying to appreciate something black and all that. So,
how does Sterling K. Brown doing that?
He played Jeffrey Wright's
brother.
Yeah, he was his brother. Yeah. His gay brother. It was great.
I love that guy in anything he does. Yeah. He's fantastic.
He was so good. Well acted. So check that movie out. It's
I definitely want to.
You can see where it's nominated for Best Picture, and a short. It's out there on Netflix. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. I watched this previously. I don't think I ever talked about it. It's about a 40-minute short. Benedict Cumberbatch, Ben Kingsley, Dev Patel, Ralph Fiennes. So it's based on a short story, and it's shot very creatively. It's like you're sitting watching a live act on stage. The set changes around you. The actors do quick changes and different things. A couple play different parts and everything. So just a very interesting story about a guy who learned how to see with his eyes shut. That's the premise. All right. So check it out again. It's like a 40-minute watch. Very cool. Like I said, it's up for best short film for the Oscars. And I've been watching. I picked up AMC Plus because I just got rid of cable. So there's it has the entire Walking Dead universe on AMC Plus, like $5 a month with ads. Not a big deal. Dead City is on there, starring the characters from Walking Dead, Negan and Maggie, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Just always loved the Negan character, and it's a continuation of that storyline with those two characters on a separate adventure. Interesting, cool. If you like the Walking Dead universe, you will like that show. That's it. That is it. All right, guys, we're up against the segment here. We're going to take a short break and come back, hopefully including a better segue for Aaron Blake, Blake Insurance. We'll see how that goes, along with pop culture headlines and our Ask an Idiot segment coming up after. I'm fumbling the outro. You see that?
Back to the drawing boards, boys. Jesus.
That's right. God dang it. Edit that out. Sorry, Seinfeld.
Maybe 182 will be better.
Yeah. Yes. We'll find out. Segment 2 hopefully is better after the break. All right, welcome back to Convincing Idiots.
Thank you.
Segment 2. Hopefully a better outro than I gave you at the end of segment 1 there. We're going to start with some good news here, guys. A very heartwarming story. Okay, so now Jason Kelsey of the Kelsey brothers, now they made local news here in Cleveland this week. They were both in Cleveland. They had a bobblehead evening for the Kelsey brothers at the Cleveland Cavaliers. So both brothers were there. They had Cavs jerseys and
I did not know they were from
seats. Here. Yeah, Cleveland Heights.
Had
Cleveland
no
Heights
idea.
High School.
I was like, why are they doing this? And Robin's like, they're from Cleveland. I'm like, seriously? I did not know that. So I'm like, what a random ass promotion to have like the Kelsey brothers Cavs bobblehead night. And then it, obviously made a little more sense when I found out they're from here. But
yeah. Quite the evening up in Cleveland. So the Boston Celtics had an 11-game winning streak. They have one of the best record, I believe, in the NBA.
Yeah.
And Cleveland had 2 key starters out, and were
they
down.
Had like 4. There was more than. I mean, they had like 4 guys out.
You're right. And then they were down by 21, 22 points in the fourth quarter, and the largest comeback in Cleveland Cavaliers history to come back and win the game. D Wade off the bench for Cleveland he was like 5 for 5 3-pointers, and they won the game by 1 point. It was a very dramatic finish with a foul being overturned against Cleveland in their favor and the whole thing. So quite the night in Cleveland. Kelsey brothers looked like they had a great time and everything. So, but Jason Kelsey made some other news here lately. When he had his emotional press conference recently for his retirement, I don't know if you saw this or not, but it's worth a watch. I mean, the guy's just seems like a really good dude. Just
what a crybaby.
Yeah, hey, he played 13 years in Philadelphia. Gave a heartwarming speech, but what we learned after the fact is that he had his ankles taped for that press conference. And the reason he had his ankles taped for a press conference is that the guy that taped his ankles in Philadelphia for all those years, they became acquainted, right? And then the athletic trainer developed. He came down. He came down with cancer, basically, and he had to go for treatments and everything. So for Jason's last game, the trainer was out getting chemo. So he had mentioned that to Jason, hey, it would have been nice to tape you up for your last game. And Jason said, come in and tape me up for my retirement speech. So he had the guy come in, tape him up one more time just for his retirement speech. I thought that was really cool.
That's nice. That is nice.
That's cool.
And the guy said that Jason Kelsey had offered to, help out him and his family going through all this stuff. He said he would talk to him on occasion just to see how he's doing, and just little things like that really meant a lot to him. He's going through this, tough time in his life. So I just thought that was really cool. It wasn't any story that Jason Kelsey announced. It was something that this guy mentioned, and it's made some, social media and news. Actually, in Sports Illustrated, we talked about Sports Illustrated last week. SportsIllustrated.com had that story. So that's it. I don't know if you want to comment on that. I just thought it was a very nice, feel-good story,
nice.
And just a good dude doing something nice for somebody. So
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And you really can't ask a better retirement present than to be able to get out of Philadelphia. So that's just great. That's good. Good times.
Yes, and now Jason Kelsey has made Nick's positive list because we talked about in a prior athletes that we dislike. One of Nick's selections was every player that wore a Philadelphia Eagles jersey.
Now that he no longer does, he's all right. He's all right by me.
Yes, absolutely.
He can rest easy now, knowing that he is off my shit list. I'm sure it was really
how much
eating
better
away
he
at him.
feels right now.
Oh, tons, just tons.
So more AI news here, guys. So Google has launched an AI app, or a Gemini. I don't know if you've seen anything to this effect. So Gemini has made some negative news here, really for quite some time here. So, we know about Chat GPT, right? So it's like a conversation, it's a chat bot, and you can ask questions, and they're trying to find ways to implement this technology into search engines and different things, right? So
sometimes I just text it when I'm lonely.
You could. You certainly could.
Yeah.
So Google launched their own version previously, Gemini, and you may remember or not, but during the demonstration, when they're kicking the thing off, here's this great tool. During the demonstration, it gets a question wrong. Okay, so right off the bat, it's people's like, hey, what you think you would test it to make sure? We ask this fucking thing a question. If I'm on this goddamn stage and I ask this fucking thing a question, it's going to give me the right answer.
Did you watch it? Did you read about it, or did you watch it?
I did not watch it. I just read about it.
I watched a little bit of that video, that clip. So funny, like the awkwardness of when they got it wrong. Because it was a really stupid question. Like the guy stood up and goes, I was like, where can I save money on insurance? And the dude got it wrong. But Aaron Blake stood right up. He was in the center of the crowd and said, let me tell you how to save money.
You waited so good
on insurance.
So good.
And now it's my turn to tell you. Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. When you do, tell them that, Aaron, you are so much better than some sort of chat bot. And the convincing idiot sent you.
Better.
Thank you.
Better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can tell by Brian's tone, still not where he wanted it, but better.
No, that's good. That was better. That was good. That was good.
I get the same response when I have sex with him. Not quite where where he wanted it, but
Not quite right.
it's
Yeah.
all right.
Right.
Maybe,
You know
maybe
what?
better next
Sometimes
time.
baby
Keep
steps.
trying.
It's all about the process, right? You don't get there
Yeah.
overnight.
Baby something.
That's right. That's right. Certainly not a baby arm. That's for sure.
No.
No, but so now Gemini
Brian
is
says,
making more.
is that your
I'm sorry.
dick or is that your skin flap on your ass cheek?
Yeah, could be the skin tag. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're able to measuring contest, see which is bigger, Nick. We'll do that maybe on the Patreon account or something like that. But anyway, so Gemini is making more news lately it has an image generator. Okay. So now people are asking it. So people discovered that if you ask it to generate certain images, that it's not likely to generate a white guy image, right? So, like, you can ask it for, senators. That's an example people are showing. Senators in the 1800s. Show me a German soldier in the 1940s, that type of thing. And it's portraying, one might be a white person that maybe fits the description, but other images are clearly, of different ethnic backgrounds that really did not fit that particular description historically, right? So now it's causing more of an uproar where people are, asking the technology all these different questions, and apparently Google has put some technology in there where they're suppressing. They're trying to suppress any potential negative stereotypes. I listened to a New York Times podcast earlier today, and what I learned is, previously Google had AI technology to pinpoint photos. Like you say, hey, I want to have, in my photo library, I want to see pictures of dogs. I want to see pictures of, this person or that person. Apparently,
nothing but Caucasian dogs.
Well, apparently what had happened previously is that, someone asked to see pictures of gorillas or something like that, and it picked out pictures of black people in the app because they hadn't trained it enough of people with darker skin in the AI technology. So that really caused, as you might imagine, a lot of negative publicity. So Google's been trying hard.
That.
So basically, they seem to be maybe taking it a little bit too much to where they're suppressing historical depictions.
I typed in, show me a picture of Brian Fisher, fuck, I fucked the joke up. I asked it to
take two.
I typed in and asked it to show me pictures of a bear, and it showed me pictures of Brian.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. If you're just listening to this, that would have seemed like a seamless transition there. You wouldn't even be able to tell anything was edited. I'm quite
fuck
certain.
It, leave it in. I'm an asshole.
Yeah. No, but anyway, so now what they've done at Google is they've taken down the option temporarily to even generate people images until they go back and fix this thing. So just a total shit show to launch this technology, basically. So they're trying to hurry up. They're trying to get things out there to stay competitive in AI technology. Yet,
I just read the article. Was it Google, the one where the guy just got arrested for selling the information to, I think, China or something like that?
I don't know that I've seen that.
I just read it just before we started.
Okay.
So maybe not Google. I don't know. Don't look it up. But it was somebody was working for one of these people. One of these companies that were generating or developing these AIs, and he was just arrested for selling a bunch of secrets to like a Chinese company or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, I just read that. So
I have to look that up. So I don't know. It just for me, it's just. The technology can be dangerous as it is. We've talked about it several times on the show. And if you hurry the technology on top of that and you don't properly train it and set it up correctly, then it's going to create, at the very least, negative problems for your business. Now, Alphabet, I think it's the
you guys didn't set me up properly, and look what happened to this podcast.
Exactly. So the stocks continue to take a hit for this company that owns Google, the corporation that owns Google and everything. So I'm like, good. basically, if you guys screw around and you try to rush this technology, it's too dangerous and important to do it too quickly. Even if you just got to do it right. Yeah, and Google has a reputation of a pretty powerful and accurate search engine, right?
Yeah.
But something like this can really, certainly hurt the company at the very least, and the consumers trying to use the technology. And some people may not even know the difference. I want to call up a historical picture of this, image, and you're going to get, if it's not historically accurate, then
hopefully people are learning
point?
from this.
Well, some people think they are
going around these conversations. No, did you know that George Washington was a small Asian woman? And it's true. I saw it on Google.
Yeah. Well, that's
Gemini
what some people,
told me.
That's what some dummies.
Gemini. I was talking with Gemini the other day. She said it was a small Asian woman.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, it's just you could read all kinds of stuff about Gemini on this. So, any thoughts on all the problems it's having, or the technology in general?
Yeah,
and Nick, what do you think about all this?
Gemini is speaking her truth, and if she says that that's how history went, well, then who are we to dispute it? Okay, how do we know that the history books and things that we've been fed for years and years and years isn't just fake news? What if Gemini is the truth holder?
Some people
think your opinion is what people think. Go ahead, Dean. What?
So Gemini was a hell of a rocket, but a really shitty AI service.
There you go. All right. So it just continues to be a crap show over there at Google. We'll keep watching that story. I'm going to skip this next story here I had. I'm just going to go past that one here.
That's right, listeners. Brian doesn't feel you're worthy of hearing that story.
Okay.
We're vetting his own shit before we start.
No, so Alec Baldwin, as we know, got into trouble on the set of Rust. It was an unfortunate accident where,
understatement.
Yes, he was handed a gun with some live ammunition in it, and he shot and killed a woman on the set. And he was first found, they were dropping the charges, and then now he was, the charges might be resurrected here. But recently here, a New Mexico jury found Rust armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed guilty of involuntary manslaughter and not guilty of tampering with evidence on Wednesday after about 2.5 hours of deliberation. So she faces up to 3 years in state prison, will be sentenced at a later date. So the judge ordered that she be taken into custody and held until her sentencing. So the person who was in charge of making sure that there was not live ammunition in the weapon did admit that did not pay close enough attention and handed the gun over to Alec Baldwin on set, who of course pointed and shot and wound up killing a woman. So
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Why does the element exist to have live ammunition on the set? Like, why is there an actual gun and actual ammunition
close
on the set?
Good question.
Why is there not? I mean, it's fucking Hollywood, and it's a film featuring Alec Baldwin. I'm guessing the budget's pretty decent. Why don't we have something where that's not even it's not even a possibility? Like, it gives the effect of a gun or whatever, but it's that it doesn't it doesn't take bullets, it doesn't fire actual ammunition. Like, why is that not? I guess I don't understand the necessity to have an actual gun on a film set when it's never intended to be used as such.
I think that's part of what this person is supposed to do. You're supposed to have a person there that you hire that's supposed to make sure that there are no slip-ups.
But I think what Nick's
why isn't there a movie prop gun that's not even?
Oh, I see.
It doesn't even.
Well, even if it's not a prop gun, Nick, why is there live rounds even on the set?
Right.
Say you have you're supposed to have all of these blanks, right? Why are there live rounds even close to the set?
Right.
There shouldn't even be option to get a mix up.
Right.
There shouldn't be an option to like, oh, we have to make sure this is the live one and this is the fake one. You don't need a live one on the set ever. No reason.
Yep.
Right.
The only person who should have a live round in a gun is like a security guard.
Right.
If that.
Well, I think it's going to raise a lot of those very same questions. You know, how did this even happen? Right. And I would hope that the studios will take even more precautions to make sure that there's not even a possibility of this very thing.
Well, I don't listen to this show, so I'm sure it'll happen.
I mean, I can imagine that, it exists on set because I would assume that they hope to at some point capture on film actual firing, like legitimate, it's the realism factor, whatever. But like I said, it's 2024 and movie budgets are like huge. Like you can't CGI some fucking gunfire or something. Like why is it even?
You could do a combination of a firing a blank, which still has that little bit of like smoke or whatever comes out. And if you need to add a little bit of fire CGI, not that hard.
It's a blitz. Like if you're,
AI to do it for you, then you're fucked.
Right.
Why isn't that gun smoke white? Damn it!
Yeah,
that's what they'd all say.
Right. Exactly. Well, you hope this you hope that the death of this poor woman will, if anything comes out of it on the movie industry, that they, eliminate the risk of something like this happening again and no one else getting hurt.
I get your sentiment, Brian, but kind of bullshit. Think about it this way: if it was my kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard somebody say, well, at the very least, something good come out of it is that, they fixed whatever that. I'm going, fuck you. I don't give a shit about your industry or anybody else. You could have like 400 other fucking people killed as long as my kid did get killed.
I agree.
I'm not busting your balls, Brian. I'm just saying that sentiment in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no solace. There's nobody that loved that girl that goes, you know what? Look on the bright. There's no bright side. Fuck everybody else.
Well, that's a good point. And I don't think Alec Baldwin is necessarily off the hook completely. I don't know. I think there's some questions on if he was even supposed to point and fire the gun to begin with in the scene. So, not sure. So I guess time will tell here as they go through the further investigation.
Who was the rugged bad guy? The craft service guy delivering the muffins?
I don't know. So something we'll continue to watch. Okay. Child influencers online here, guys. So the next generation of influencers, some are less than 10 years old. So it's becoming a more and more popular trend on TikTok, etc., where parents set up accounts and they have their kids as they film doing different things, or the kid is promoting something or various things to generate traffic and maybe become an influencer and make money for the family, right? So becoming more and more popular, but now it's raising questions of, should these kids have some type of protection? Legal protection, etc. So, what happens if, as the kid grows up and decides, I don't want to do this? What happens when the kid is of legal age and now they have, all these videos out there online on the social media account? Maybe they don't like that. Maybe they don't want those, videos out there anymore, and have to work that out with their parents. You hope, certainly, the parents will be a good parent and work with their kids. If the kid's not comfortable doing it, not make them do it. But, there's certainly going to be situations that people worry about that, parent kind of pushes the kid to keep doing it or otherwise. So what do you think of this practice to begin with, of parents having kids out there as influencers? And then should the kids have some type of legal protection if you're going to, especially if you reach a certain status where you're making, money? Should there be some type of protection for the kid with finances and, just protecting of their likeness and the whole thing? Or or what? So, D, why don't we start with you? What do you think about all that?
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing about this story. I just want to start by saying I didn't know this was an option. I have my son working in a coal mine for a good 13 hours a day.
He's a canary kid, right?
Well, he's very good. He's small, able to get into places that other things, other grown adults can't. So
Tight
I didn't know it was
crevices,
possible.
tight spaces. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, if you're working, you're making money. There should be some sort of protection. There's protection for adults with different, different variations of protections for like EPA, OSHA. You know what I mean? There's a lot of protection in a lot of different scenarios, right? Just because you're in a different form of working, you're still working. These kids, just like these people, not just kids, but anybody that's doing these videos, should have some sort of protection or whatnot. As far as the parents go, as long as it's not hurting the kid, yeah. When the kid grows up enough to go, yeah, I don't want to do this. Yeah, don't force them, dick. I mean, unless they're bringing in millions, then force him. Go ahead. He's a kid. He should do what he's told. Nick?
It's a weird thing because I don't know. It is tricky because at the end of the day, like, kids, there are certain protections in various ways for children, rights that they have, things like that. But in largely, kids don't, kids are under the guidance and under the direction of their parents. So it's a really fine line. I would like to see something in place to where, like, if you're using your child as, say, a main or central character of, let's say YouTube videos or something like that, and you are making money from that, I would like to see a certain percentage of it, and I'm not here to say what it should be, but a certain percentage of it that is almost kept and held in a savings account that only that child can access once they are of a legal determined age.
Trust.
Yes, right. To where, like, they can't access this till they're 18, but there is
and
a
by
percentage.
law they have to do that.
Yeah, like if you're
it's almost
making,
like their payment.
And like a certain point, right? Like if you're making 6 figures a year on YouTube videos, and you're,
do they have to?
No, we're saying they should.
Yeah, they should.
Oh, yeah.
That's like I would like to see something like that.
Clarifying.
Parameters of however many thousands of dollars you make per year or whatever off of this channel or whatever. Like a certain percentage of that is out of your control. It's kept as in an account that grows, and at a certain age, that child can access it for themselves.
Well, look at all these Hollywood child actors, that grow up and tell these stories about their parents.
Right,
stealing their money. Macaulay Culkin had to emancipate himself or whatnot because his parents did whatever with his finances. So, I mean, this is not new. It's just a different form of it. Yeah,
different medium. Yeah, their usage. I mean, just because it's on YouTube or something. Yeah, like you said, it's not really much different than child stars. So, it is strange. I mean, it's new, but it's not, I guess. Right. But there's really no way to monitor it or to, like you said, I mean, what if the kid doesn't feel, you never know. And make no mistake, years down, we have all these random documentaries that come out that we see about, this crazy thing that happened in the 80s or that crazy thing that happened in the 90s or, whatever.
This will be part of ours.
Make no mistake, there will be, at some point, there's some currently or previously famous YouTube child that will have their story about how that's all their parents did with them and made them pump out these videos and, all this stuff. And they had to act. I mean, I'm certain it's happened already, sadly. But
what are some of these kids doing? Like the one kid, remember, Nick, when our boys were younger, they watched the kids open up toys.
Like Ryan's a big one. Ryan's Toy Review, Ryan's World. He's got like toys in Walmart and shit, and there's the FGTV family and stuff like that. I'm not accusing any of these families of doing this.
No, not at all.
But certainly
what we're
this
saying
is the dynamic we're talking
kids,
about.
Right, these kids I mean, the parents are probably, raking in the money or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
These kids are getting the toys that they're opening. They get to keep them, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, we don't know the ins and outs of particular scenarios and parents and kids. But from a distance, I mean, they are getting something.
Yeah. I was always
unless you're
fascinated.
beating on them.
I was always fascinated watching those videos. I was always fixated on watching the background, like the houses they lived in when they were recording these videos. And I'm like, God damn, look at the size. And then it's like, you start to go, okay, what do the parents do? Perhaps this is, they just make good money, or is it because of these videos that they've, you go back and watch older videos and see if like what the house looked like or whatever. It is very interesting, very strange. Brian, you missed all that. You got lucky. You didn't have to deal with any of that shit.
Right?
Yeah, my parents fucking squandered away all the earnings I made as a kid.
Sure.
Trying to do this fucking show and recoup everything. You know what I mean? So that's
I did my ninja
okay.
nunchuck tricks in front of everybody down at the gazebo, and now I have no money left to show for it.
Yep. Yep. We're trying.
You spent all those years cobbling shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all gone.
Yep. But I'm with you guys. There should be some type of legal protection for the kids, and I like your thought too, Nick. Of there was a parent mentioned in the article that does that very thing, but it's voluntary. But
sure.
That's what they did. They set up a fund where it goes into a kid's a trust account for their college, and they'll give it to them when they are of age and everything like that. That's really just being a responsible parent. I guess that's the line. Yeah. If you're a responsible parent and you can handle it, great. But certainly some parents are not responsible, unfortunately, and so the kid should have some type of a legal protection to make some money off of what they're doing. So,
and also to just for the record, I'm not saying that I don't think that the parents aren't due part of this too. I mean, absolutely, as long as they're not forcing the kid to do something they don't want to do. I mean, they're the ones orchestrating the shit and putting it all together and editing it. Like, the kid's not doing any of that. So, like, absolutely, like, I'm not saying the parents are entitled to nothing and this is just, your hobby. But, certainly if you're raking in money, you deserve a portion of that too, as long as you're not, like I said, you're not making your kid do it or anything like that. Just some of it should be for them down the road so they can use parts of it as they see fit.
Absolutely. Okay. Good stuff. We're forcing Nick to do this podcast.
Almost. I was going to say every week, but almost every week.
Yeah. Well, we do put a portion of all donations into a fund, and as soon as Nick makes enough to pay off the mortgage, then he is permitted to exit the contract. So
actually, it's a wedding fund that's never going to be touched.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of wedding are you saving up for? God damn.
Yep. The quicker we get and all he wants, everybody, is just a sheet pizza from Angie's Pizza and like a 6-pack and administer fees. That's it.
Yeah,
we're not asking for much.
Not too much to ask.
Yeah, Brian's going to charge you. Did you hear that? Asshole.
I didn't say how much. I'm just saying.
That's
what I mean?
True.
Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty sad when you don't cost as much as a sheet pizza.
He definitely does not.
Okay, so Netflix. We've talked previously about streaming services getting into live shows. So certainly we talked previously about Peacock streaming an NFL playoff game earlier this year. Netflix, I think they showed, was it one of the award shows? Was it I can't remember what it was now. It was one of the award shows they did. And Netflix again is going to have another live streaming sports special July 20th at AT&T Stadium, Nick, so where the Cowboys play. Jake Paul is going to box Mike Tyson. This is just it seems to be part of your Netflix subscription.
Good, because I wouldn't pay for it, but I'd like to see it.
Right. I might have some beers and stuff over here and have a bunch of people over. That's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so with that, we're getting into our Ask an Idiot question here. So, I mean, you can certainly talk about if you're interested in the event too, but boxing has, in my time now, Mike Tyson was a big part of a big night of boxing when I was younger. So when I was a teenager, I recall, boxing, used to be a pretty, easily accessible thing, like on Wide World of Sports or something like that. Then it moved over to HBO, would have different boxing events, and then it went to pay per view. So I was one of the first sports that had a pay per view event. Before like wrestling and different things got into it. But I remember watching like Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and that was a huge thing. And then Mike Tyson came along, and it was. That was a whole other level. I mean, you wanted to pay money to see Mike Tyson just beat the crap out of somebody within probably 30 to 45 seconds typically, but he was just a force to see. So just the name alone, Mike Tyson's going to fight many guys. I mean, hell, I think he's around my age, if not, maybe a little bit older. He's in his 50s for sure. All right.
Yeah.
So, but still, still looks good. Not a man I would remotely challenge anything, physically at all. So, so just does an event like this, I mean, is there any type of hope that it resurrects any interest in boxing? Boxing itself was certainly, they kind of did it to themselves, I think, with too much pay-per-view, and then MMA came along and really kind of overtook boxing as far as television viewership. I don't know if there's very much boxing at all. So does something like this maybe resurrect some interest in boxing? And then if you want to comment on the event itself, feel free to do so. So Nick, why don't we start with you? Do you care about boxing? Do you care about any of this stuff here? Or is it just like, I'm just interested to see this particular event and, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care about boxing. I didn't grow up with it or anything like that. It was like nobody. I didn't know a single person who ever watched it. But I always had the idea of what boxing was, and I can say that any boxing match I have ever seen is so much more boring than it's ever portrayed. Like there's so little action in any boxing match like I've ever seen until like. I mean, it seems like it's rare that
like
there's
a night
even,
alone with Brian.
that there's even like a knockout or anything. Like it was like, a couple decent like shots to the head and like, I understand there's a lot of strategy into it. That goes in that I don't understand. The way they move and certain tells and things like that. I understand there's a lot going on with the athletes themselves, and I respect that. But as a spectator and someone who did not grow up with it necessarily, when I have consumed a boxing match, I'm always massively disappointed in it. Other than, like I said, it's like watching baseball to me, is to where like it's a lot of sitting and waiting until finally you hear that crack of the bat and something happens. But that might be the only time it ever happens, and like it's just kind of like there's a lot of like it might happen, but it also might not kind of thing. So it's but when the celebrity aspect is brought into it, like I watched, what was it, McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, that was fun to watch because of the build-up and the celebrity aspect to it. So for that reason right there, like, and also the age factor, like to see someone who is currently boxing versus potentially, arguably certainly one of the greatest of all time to ever do it, although now a much older man, that storyline is very compelling, and I absolutely will watch it. Like I said, I wouldn't pay like more extra than my, Netflix subscription, but if it's already included in what I'm already paying for, I will absolutely watch it. And to watch it live is something that I miss personally, like from events like that. Even though I didn't grow up with boxing and MMA wasn't, a big thing back then, my household was big wrestling fans, and pay-per-view WWF, like Sunday nights, those were incredible. Those were everything. We'd have parties, we'd have pizza and beer. My dad's friends would come over and we'd all sit around and watch it. And I mean, experience it together. It was like the Super Bowl once a month in my house. Like it was just like those WWF pay-per-views were everything. So to have something like that is fun. It's a reason to gather. It's a reason to get together and do stuff. But yeah, I'm not a boxing fan, but just for the draw of it, the just to make a big thing of it, the event of it all would be fun, and I would definitely interested in watching this one.
Okay.
So, Dean.
All right. Of course, I want to see it. Boxing. When I was younger, like Brian, boxing was a lot more prevalent, a lot more important. In my household, my dad boxed when he was younger, Golden Gloves type situation. Type situation. It was boxed in Golden Gloves. So I grew up on that. I grew up on watching old Muhammad Ali tapes. I watched, like Brian said, the HBO specials and then the pay-per-views. Mike Tyson was a force. You're not going to get to see that force, unfortunately, coming up, because like all of these Paul brothers fights, I think they're more exhibition than competition. They're really hitting each other. I'm not saying that they're not, but I believe that there's an understanding that this should go all whatever many rounds.
It's the payday for both guys, yeah.
Correct. And I think it's understood by both parties, and I think it will be this too. I believe that even at 50 years old, Mike Tyson still has the skills and the power to knock him out. But he won't, because he's a businessman, especially at this age. He understands what's going on. He understands the whole situation. And Jake Paul is he's a hell of an athlete, but watch him in the ring. He's not a fighter. He's a good athlete, but he's not what you would, some of these professional boxers, which he's gone up against, but again, not in full 100% going at it competition. I'm fighting for this belt. That's not what it is. Again, could be just my stance on it. I could be wrong. Maybe they are fighting and then they all just, for some reason, look weak when they get out there to fight Jake Paul and everybody's scared. I don't know. But this fight sure as hell will be entertaining. I would love for Jake Paul to slip a real stiff jab in Tyson's face and piss him off, and Tyson forgets that this is supposed to be kind of fun, and Tyson just destroys him and just fucks him up. So yeah, party at my house, guys. We're gonna watch it.
And that's why we watch. See, that's why you watch. You just never know what's gonna happen.
That's right. You can bite an ear off and punch him in the dick. Who knows?
Yeah, boy. Mike Tyson, brother, is 57 years of age. 57.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Hey, you should go to Mike Tyson and see if he'll bite that skin tab off your ass.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I like this.
There you go. Yeah, for this, I'm with you guys. I'm interested. If it was just two boxers I'm not that familiar with, then I don't know. But it is free on Netflix, so at least that does help. Right. And the fact that, again, it's like you guys, it's Mike Tyson. It's a novel, and just all the years watching him, that alone. I mean, obviously that's what they're doing. They're smart enough to get a name out there to try this out. Now,
and they got to build up this live platform with WWE's coming in
2025,
in January.
Right? Yeah,
January 1st or whatever that Monday is in January.
I mean, I hope it's successful. I mean, it was something where I know we talked in a previous episode or two ago about the Super Bowl. Like, why is the Super Bowl so popular? And one thing Dean pointed out is that there's not a whole lot of exciting appointment television left.
This will be it.
They're trying to find something like that, obviously, to other things, not to compete with the Super Bowl ratings, of course, but just to get people to sit down and enjoy appointment television like the old times. Pay for your relatively inexpensive subscription to Netflix. Yeah, I think they're smart to try and see, like you say, what happens. So
didn't they do a golf event as well? Didn't they try some?
Yeah, didn't they? It was like Tiger Woods, and I think it's going to be an annual thing as well.
Okay,
like 3 not celebrity, but like big time golfers doing like a kind of a weird competition thing.
Yeah, good for them. And if it was something where they were charging, $10 to watch it, probably wouldn't do it. To be honest with you, unless we're doing like a group event or something like that. Okay,
Right.
yeah, but I'm not going to sit home for $10 and watch something like that on my own. But I will maybe flip it on with my normal subscription. So yeah. We'll see. Just like anything else, a lot of companies are going to be watching something like this. All these streaming services are going to keep trying to figure out how to draw in subscribers and their own content and libraries and stuff. As we know, it's only going to go so far. They're going to have to continue to try to find something unique like this to bring in viewership. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. All right. Okay. Well, just like Mike Tyson says, one of his more famous quotes, I think he actually did say it, was, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
That's right.
Right. And our plan is to wrap up segment 2 and come back with our final segment, which we'll tell you all about after the break.
I thought you were going to say our plan is to not get punched in the face. But when you look like we do.
May I ask, authorized new computers?
Yeah, who?
You did.
Who did? I did? IBM. Of course I did.
The new IBM Personal System 2. The next generation in personal computing. New computers, new printers, and software. And IBM's new graphics put 256 colors on a screen at once, so our work will be bolder and brighter.
If it'll make him brighter, count me in.
Personal System 2 is faster. Oh, and it has incredible power.
Someone say, power?
It's a miracle. He's following instructions.
Hey, we were made for each other.
Is it easy to use?
Even you could use it.
Can we tie it all together?
Ooh, Personal System 2 has excellent connectivity.
So we can talk to each other?
Only if we have to.
It's just what we need. Who's responsible for this?
IBM.
Introducing the new Personal System 2 family from IBM.
I'm bringing whoever in 5, 4, 3.
Well, hello out there, and welcome to segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots. I'm Millennial Nick, along with Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean, and we're glad that you're here for this third and final segment of Convincing Idiots. Because if you weren't here, well, we'd be lost. We'd be lonely, as if we were stranded on a desert island. And in the spirit of that, that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. Gentlemen.
What sex toys we bring to a desert island?
That's a good tease for an episode to come. For right now.
You said come.
I did. It's double meaning there, see? Look at that. Yeah. Dualism. There you go. So we are going to discuss our top television shows that if we were stranded on a desert island, and by some miracle we had access to electricity and the complete works of 5 different television shows, which ones would we each choose to bring with us? Now, reminder, even though you have access to television, you do not have, to electricity. You can't see anything new. You don't have bunny ears. There's no streaming. It's just the series that you brought with you, the TV shows that you have
of every episode of
every
said TV show you choose.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So,
and it doesn't have to be about an island.
No. It doesn't have to be. No, it does not have to mirror your situation in this scenario. No, you can.
When I text you guys that, I'm laughing at myself. All right. To the audience here, when we said about this, when they brought up this topic, I made the joke about that after Gilligan's Island and Survivor or Lost or whatever fucking show, I said there's not a lot of desert shows, and then you guys rattled off a whole bunch. I'm like, oh shit! Did they not get the? That was a joke.
No,
that I was.
We knew. I knew. We were running with it. I think, but yeah. Sometimes you take a joke and you pick it up and you run along with it.
Sure. Well,
although it's not my preferred method personally. If I'm following up on a joke, I prefer to ride along with it, and there's no better way to ride along with a joke than on your brand new electric bike from our friends at RPM Bike Shop. That's right. It is the most comic-friendly way to get around town. That's right. Ride along with the jokes.
But you
with an
won't
electric
look funny.
bike from RPM Bike Shop. They're located in Carrollton, Ohio. Not too far from here. All you have to do is give them a call, 330-808-7792, or go ahead and see for yourself. Go to their Facebook page and search RPM Bike Shop to see the amazing and quality electric bikes that they have to offer you. You can also see that and so much more on their website, rpmbikeshop.com. So, laugh your way into a new wonderful relationship with your electric bike from RPM Bike Shop today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Word.
Thank you.
So about these desert island TV shows.
Yeah, so like if you didn't have access to an electric bike or other TV shows, what shows would you take with you, Dean? You
God
seem
help us
to
when Nick becomes in charge.
You seem to be pretty in touch with desert island shows. What's one that you're going to take with you?
All right, I had a couple different criteria here, and I'm assuming we all had the same idea. You're thinking rewatchability and the amount of episodes you get in the thing, right?
Yeah.
And then also the entertaining value speaks for itself. So I'm going to go with a very long-running show that had a lot of episodes, and everybody loves it. It's MASH.
I thought you were going to say everybody loves Raymond.
No, Jesus, no. MASH was like I've said in the past, was a staple in my house. Hell, staple in my house now. I'm not going to flip past a rerun and not stop and watch it. I love MASH. I grew up on MASH, and I could watch all 200 whatever episodes and then start back at the beginning.
200
start again.
How many seasons of MASH were
10.
there?
A good 10.
Yeah, there was a lot. Well, while we're doing this, I'll look up some shows that way I can get a little bit of information there. But yeah, MASH had. I think it was like 200 and I don't know why the number 208 comes up, but yeah, MASH.
What years was MASH active?
Started in the 70s, ended like 82, I believe.
My mom loves MASH so much, I got her the box set of the complete series with the movie. Yet, how does she watch it more commonly? Every night on fucking television.
Yep,
but that's okay. That's okay.
Can't mess with the formula.
Nope. That's okay.
Right.
72 to 83. 72 to 83.
72 to 83.
Okay.
Yes.
There you have it. 11 seasons. There you
11.
Wow.
That's a long
And there was a movie as well?
251 episodes.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a movie first, and then the series sort of just retold the story. I think, right, Dean, of the movie, and then obviously it ran from there.
Same characters. The only actor.
Same act? Oh, okay.
No. Oh, there was only one. Radar, played by Gary Berghoff.
Yep.
Was the only actor and character that came from the movie and went to the TV show.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Do you get to bring the movie, or does that not count with the TV show?
I think I can stick with the TV show. 251 episodes is a pretty good stretch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So who's next? Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. My name is Nick. I'll go next.
Next.
This is the staple in my home as well. Friends, easy one. First one.
Yep.
It is I can't imagine my life without it. It's even though maybe it's a wasted pick because I've seen every episode no less than probably 50 times. So I could probably they're in there. You know what I mean?
That proves the point.
But yes, rewatchability. Yeah. So there again, you got 10 seasons. That would get me through a lot. I see Friends every single day. There again, grew up watching it. Watched it through my adult life.
236 episodes.
Yeah,
of Friends.
So definitely Friends would be a must that I would absolutely have to bring.
There you go.
Good choice.
Thank you.
I have one again. I've mentioned I haven't watched lately. I need to go back and pick it up and catch it. You get caught up a little bit. I think I've missed a couple, several seasons now, but I watched it for many years. Still on the air, the longest running animated show in television history, behind Dean's head there on video. I'm going to give you The Simpsons. 30 plus seasons of The Simpsons. Never gets, every episode, I can watch one now and I'm sure it'll make me laugh. Extremely well written, voiced, the whole thing.
762 episodes.
Man, think about that. You think about that for a second. You could watch an episode a day for a couple years.
Yeah.
With The Simpsons alone. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. So all the criteria that Dean talked about at the very beginning with rewatchability, volume of content, etc. The Simpsons definitely fits all those categories for sure.
1,000%.
Yep.
I grew up on
this list. Go ahead, Dean. Sorry, go ahead.
I
Nick.
grew up on The Simpsons, and now Carter's into The Simpsons.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a weird and wild kind of to see that, right? To see something you grew up in now he's growing up on just the same. So very cool.
It's
now
crazy.
with The Simpsons, would you think like whatever point you get stranded on this desert island, you have from that moment backwards, right? Even though it's still running, you don't get new Simpsons.
Correct.
You get Simpsons from the point you're dropped off
you're
or
stranded.
whatever.
Yep. If
Correct.
it was today, you'd get 762.
All right. There we go.
Yep. There you go.
Cool. Good pick.
So my next one, my next TV series, is beyond rewatchable for me. I can recite it. I love it. The characters, the acting.
60 Minutes.
Let me tell you something, everybody. You didn't think you'd get a Mickey Rooney impression,
Very
did
good.
you?
That was not Mickey. That was not him. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
I know people are very confused. Scrubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once again, lasted 9 seasons. I now listen to the podcast, which they just finished up the main show of reviewing, which was how many? It was because it started on it was like 9 seasons and it was 182 episodes. Started on NBC and then moved to ABC for the last episode or last season. Again, Nick, if it was readily available like Friends is, I would do the same. Just
it is.
No, but like if you go on the channel guide because I have cable still, you go on the channel guide.
Oh, okay.
Friends is always somewhere running.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
Scrubs isn't, right? I mean, and I don't go and search things out like that, like on streaming or whatever. But if it was like hell, I watch a lot of Andy Griffith because, when I sit down after dinner and turn on the guide and there's Andy Griffith. So, which is not on my list, but actually it could be a good, nice honorable mention.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, Scrubs.
Nice.
Okay.
Great show. Fantastic. Absolutely love Scrubs. My next one, this is going to be like my Simpsons pick, essentially, because of all the memories it holds for me over the years. Once again, still running Saturday Night Live. I would need all of Saturday Night Live because, there's been so many episodes, so many over the years. I was telling you guys previously about the channel on Peacock that is just, there's 2 different ones. There's one that's just plays old SNL episodes, randomly, and then others that's just basically SNL sketches on shuffle. Like you might see one from, the 70s and then one from the 90s and then one from last week and so on and so forth. So as I watch that channel, I find that I'll come across a sketch that I completely forgot about. Like once it starts, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I remember this really well. And I even remember like where certain lines are, but it's, probably been 20 years since I've seen it. So I kind of completely forgot about it. So that would definitely keep me busy for a long time. There's this is season like 49.
Busy for 939 episodes.
Right. So that's definitely I'm going to get a lot of bang for my buck out of there. So, and it would as isolated from human contact and society around me. It's almost like a little snippet of pop culture history through the years. So
Sure,
I would take Saturday Night Live with me.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, well, again, I'm sure we're gonna have overlap in this thing here, and it's a show that I know Dean and I have enjoyed for many years, and Nick even talked about it.
I knew this.
Started to watch it on
the same one.
Seinfeld. So again, just fits all. You don't even have to watch it in chronological order. That's one of the beauties about that show. It does, there's a storyline there that it does play out chronologically, but it's not necessary. Yeah. You can pick up any episode practically at any time, and it's entertaining. It's going to make you laugh. There's always multiple stories going on in every episode. It's realistic in some respects. Just great show. So I would never get tired of watching Seinfeld endlessly for many years.
I keep getting in trouble lately because Seinfeld is on so much, and whether it be syndication or people putting on streaming at bars, where I'm sitting with people and I get distracted because and it's on mute. I can't hear it. Yep. I can hear it up here.
Right.
I know what they're saying, so I'm laughing my ass off while people are trying to talk to me at a bar. And I can't be bothered by them. I'm trying to watch Seinfeld.
Right.
Although I'm only into the third season, I can already I can see why that would make the list because it is a fantastic show.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. I actually did a kind of a double put shot on my number 3 because I kind of figured Brian was going to double up on Seinfeld, so I'm going to replace Seinfeld. I'll let him have Seinfeld. I'm going to go with one of my favorite TV shows ever in the history of mankind. I'm going Quantum Leap. I think it only ran, I don't even have to look this one up. I think there's 98 episodes altogether. But it, again, one of those where you don't have to watch in chronological order. There's a few special episodes or whatever that did make sense, in canon back to back. But no, it was anthology. He was in a different person each time, and kind of like Brian in his 20s.
Different person every time. That's right. Yep.
That's right. In a different person every time.
Yeah, that's right.
In a different,
So every weekend.
Every weekend, in a new person. So Quantum Leap is my number 3 on my list.
Very good. That's good.
Nikolai.
So I didn't even look up from his paper. Very good. Yes, that was me.
I can say that because Allie would never
That's right.
That's right.
It was great.
If she's gracious enough to listen, it's only for the first 5 minutes. She's certainly not here now.
Yeah. She ain't coming in, holding on to this long.
Nope. And she would admit that to me. I mean, it's not even. It's. Do you listen to the show, honey? Nope.
Whatever this is. Yeah. Have fun doing whatever this is.
Yep. Whatever this is.
Just to be safe, tell her that the main, our main topic this week was Kiss, and she ain't even coming close to it.
Nope. Although she didn't answer this question, I'll share her answers later. Actually, she did.
All right.
She always asks what the topic is, and she always talks about it, and she would typically give me her answers to whatever our questions are too. So I do have Allie's answers. I'll share.
Actually, I have a couple from Megan too.
Good. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Robin does not care that Nick does this podcast, so she has no answer.
I don't think she knows I'm doing it until I come down here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You still doing that? Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
I don't know. 3 years. Feels weird to stop now. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. Just like this relationship.
We've been here long enough. What are we going to do?
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We're too old for anybody else. Come on. What are we doing here?
Go ahead, Nick.
All right. Is it my turn?
I
It
think
is.
so.
Okay,
Yes.
I am going to go. This this show only gave me 3 seasons, but as far as comedy sitcoms go, it is probably my second favorite of all time, and it's called Happy Endings. It was a very friends dynamic,
Mhm.
6 20-somethings living together in Chicago, not living together, but, a group of friends in Chicago.
It's like if Friends and New Girls fucked.
Yeah, well, that, or I was going to say Scrubs, but it was from, I think some of the writers or producers or something from Scrubs made Happy Endings. But it's a very similar, it is Scrubs in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The jokes, the cut scenes, a lot of the type of humor I'd say is very much akin to Scrubs. Happy Endings, like I said, it was on ABC for like 3 seasons. It didn't last as long as they had hoped, but it's kind of through streaming and things like that become pretty popular. I would definitely recommend it if you like if you like Scrubs. Certainly, yeah, it is in the vein of New Girl. And Friends and all that kind of stuff. If you like those shows, you would absolutely love Happy Endings. So I would take Happy Endings.
It was a funny ass show.
It really was. Yeah, that's another one. I sometimes when I'm just kind of burnt out, like just for whatever reason, I'm like I feel like switching it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I throw Happy Endings on and just watch it over and over and over again as well. So that's definitely one I'd have to have. Yep. So Brian.
By the way, don't look up the reboot of Happy Endings starring Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. Don't look that up.
They're totally different. Yeah.
Different feel.
Yeah.
Not good.
Totally different ending.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Not pleasant.
Yeah. One ends with one getting canceled. The other ends with getting a giant fucking contract. Right. Guess which one was which?
Guaranteed. Yeah.
The fuck.
Boy. Yeah. One of my favorite shows of all time. Extremely well written, well acted. We've mentioned this show on favorite couples recently, favorite fictional couples. Modern Family here, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Ran from 2009 to 2020, several seasons. Again, that was another show. To me, again, that was one of the best written shows in television history.
It's very
my
clever.
book.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Great premise. Definitely was different.
Yeah, so many characters, interesting characters. I love the different family dynamics they portrayed. I just thought that was a very interesting premise. And it really was a modern take on a family, right? So...
and you get Ed O'Neill for a bunch more years in your life.
Just fantastic. Again, they're all great. Yeah. Even the kids were all wonderful here. But Ty Burrell is the dad. That guy cracked me up.
He is amazing.
Man,
amazing.
Yeah. It was like watching almost like a Clark Griswold type guy every single week. You know what I'm saying? So just fantastic.
Without the underpinned anger of Clark.
Yeah.
It was all of
truly he was pure.
He was very that's the exact word, pure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So great show. I miss it, and definitely one I would be more than happy to sit down and revisit on several occasions.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good one.
Dean? Yep.
All right. I'm thinking outside the box, gentlemen. Like I always do. And I know Brian has already gone animation, but I'm going to go the ultimate animation. I'm going the Looney Tunes.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Definitely a lot of content there.
There's a lot of content. I can't even, I looked up. Altogether, there was 1,002 shorts.
Wow.
From like 1930s. They break it down from the 30s and 40s, but still, there was a lot of them. They weren't half hour. They were, 5-10 minutes at a time. But you add all those up, that's my childhood. You have everything you want, from everything of pop culture as a kid. Like when I say pop culture, I mean like culture. Like a different what was it? Killed a wabbit. I learned opera and classical music and all sorts of shit like that from Bugs Bunny.
Sure.
I think actually there's a quote in Seinfeld where Jerry quotes Bugs Bunny, and Elaine, disgusted, turns around and goes, "Do you know anything about culture that you didn't learn from Looney Tunes?" And he goes, "No, not at all." Like, and I thought of it. I'm like, that's the truth. I learned all, like, Flight of the Valkyrie. They did that.
Yeah.
All sorts of different culture stuff Looney Tunes gave me as a kid, and I pulled it up in the recent past to show my kids, and it still holds up just the same. It's still fantastic. So, Looney Tunes makes number 4 on my list.
Yeah, fantastic. Nice. Yeah, certainly those were, again, those were made for the theater. They were made for adults going to see a movie in a movie theater to play before the movie. So that's why they had the extra, production of the music and the animation, everything. It just, and Mel Blanc, again, it was genius. He's a genius. He was a genius. Yes, absolutely. Voice actors, in history, Mel Blanc is definitely on that mountain, no question about it. That's actually a good topic for another time, maybe. But anyway,
sure,
good stuff. All right, Nick.
Yeah. So it's funny you just had an animated one, because my next one is an animated show as well. It's my favorite cartoon of all time and is still running also. And that is not because it's been on the air for a long time. In fact, it's a relatively new cartoon, but it's still running on Cartoon Network. Teen Titans Go is my favorite cartoon of all time. It's probably my favorite kids show of all time. And it's one that was introduced to me by my children. And it is far and away my favorite thing that they've ever watched. Both of my kids have gone through stages of being really into that show, and I find it fucking hysterical. So it would definitely take that one because A, it reminds me of my children, and B, it's hilarious. It's so good. So it's by far the best thing that has had a DC property attached to it. So Teen Titans Go, the cartoon on Cartoon Network, I would take Teen Titans Go as well. And there again, I think they're probably in season, I don't know, it's probably like been 8 or 9, maybe even 10. It's been on for a little while. So I probably got a good amount of episodes there to watch as well. So Teen Titans Go.
Excellent. Well, I have an overlap with Dean. I'll just elaborate further on MASH. They made my list as well. So that show goes back to family television night viewing in my time. Again, certainly it ran before the days of VHS and all that stuff. It was just you sat down and watched the show, or you missed it, and it was definitely something very nice about those memories. MASH is on tonight. Get the popcorn, get everything ready, sit down, and just many, many years of watching MASH with my parents. So that in itself has a lot of fond memories there. Plus, as Dean already said, just one of the best written and acted shows, from comedy to very, very serious.
They did it all perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, death and war and hell and suffering and misery, and they were all there together and finding a way to laugh through it. Go ahead.
And Google, I don't know if it's on YouTube, but I can remember where I watched it. But you can watch episodes of MASH without the laugh track.
Oh,
and
man.
Boy, does it change it.
I bet.
And I don't hate it. Like, I kind of dig it. Like, even with the jokes, where you don't have the comedy, it's kind of like the Office, where you don't have the comedy, or you don't have the laughter behind the jokes. The jokes stand for themselves, and it just kind of proves you're like, oh, it really could have worked without that laugh track. That's my only argument on MASH.
Yeah, that's good. I still need to watch that special that was on air recently, where they sort of recapped it or something like that. So I need to find that. Okay. All right. There you go. MASH.
Beautiful.
Pass the MASH.
Nick, 393 is the number of episodes of Teen Titans Go.
There you go.
Okay.
There you
cool.
go.
Good amount there. All right.
And
look who's the stat man now.
Look at this.
All the episode details. Look at that.
That's good.
All right. So my number 5, the final one on my list. I will have some honorable mentions, but final on my list is I loved it since I was a child. I love it today, and I will always love it. It brings me joy. It brings me happiness. Because it incorporates action, adventure, and comedy, and everything in between. A lot of people, I don't know, well, more people are getting it lately than usual, than it has in the past, but I'm going with Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There has been 1,606 episodes of
Damn.
Monday Night Raw.
Man.
It has been on since 1993 and is still moving strong, and has just signed a $5 billion for that show alone to be on Netflix for the next 10 years, starting the first Monday in January of 2025.
I was thinking, how is it possible there's that many episodes when we've talked about The Simpsons, Saturday Night Live.
They don't go
but
on
hiatus. There are no seasons. It is literally every fucking Monday.
You get. I was thinking about it. You get about 51 episodes, 51 new episodes, and the one that you don't get is if it falls on Christmas or New Year's Eve. Actually, they do Christmas, but like if it falls on New Year's Eve that Monday, they'll do a best of. It's still kind of live, like they're showing what's happened, but there's still a person there giving you the recap. So it's 52 live episodes.
Wow. Crazy.
Since 1993.
Yeah.
Damn. So,
we've just signed a contract with Freevee.
Oh, good.
Ladies and gentlemen. Yes. But our lawyer really dropped the ball on that one. I have to tell you that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
good
did we buy a fucking shirt yet?
Dick.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
For my final submission. So I've had basically nothing but things that make me laugh. And I love to laugh. And especially, if I'm stranded on a desert island, maybe some laughter is going to be good. But sometimes you want to switch it up. And I would need a good drama and something that has given me a lot of fantastic dramatic acting performances over the years, a little bit of gore, a lot of nudity. Game of Thrones, and one historically bad final season. But cinematically speaking, or from a cinematography standpoint, the way it's filmed is fantastic. The dialogue is great. The writing just incredible. So I would definitely have to take Game of Thrones because despite its shortcomings in its final season, all the seasons before were just masterful television, the best I can ever recall seeing anywhere. So Game of Thrones.
Gotta love dragon boobs.
Was my last one. Love dragon boobs. Yes, Game of Thrones. Brian?
Very good. Very good. One of my favorite shows of all time, so much so that I've had it's actually tattooed on my body.
Mr. Rogers.
Represent it. No, I just have one tattoo of Mr. Rogers. I won't show you where that is, but
I've seen it.
Yeah, let's just say there's a skin tag involved. But anyway, but first of all, I will say where I got these tattoos. Golden Heart Tattoos. Now, actually, the great news here, I actually talked to Scott on the phone this week. He was very excited, reached out to me, which I was very happy, just out of the blue. Contacted me to share the exciting news that you guys already know as well, of course, that they're actually going to be moving to a new location soon. So there'll be more information on that forthcoming. But the new studio should be opening up very soon. They're very excited. It's like a lovely space. Probably overall, great space for them, nicer than where they are now, and it's just a good situation for these guys. So very happy for Scott and Greg. But for now, it's still Golden Heart Tattoo. You can find them on Facebook at Golden Heart Norton. Give them a call at 234-706-2982 and say, guys, I want to see the new location in wonderful, historic downtown Wadsworth, and they will be happy to get you on the books in the new location opening very soon. We'll share the new name and everything as soon as they have all that finalized and all that good stuff. So the show I'm talking about is The Twilight Zone, guys. It's only like 6 seasons. I have the box set now, but that's a show that I could just watch over and over again, the same episodes, and you could pick up on different things as you rewatch certain episodes. It's just, again, in my opinion, just brilliantly written. Rod Serling did many, many episodes, but other writers did as well. Just and some iconic actors in its time in the early to late 60s when it aired. So just big
October
names
of 1959 to June of 1964, Brian.
There you have it. Okay, great.
Standing at 156 episodes.
Thank you. So, not a huge library, but one that I could sit down and rewatch over and over again. So I would definitely choose The Twilight Zone on my desert island.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right, boys. Do you guys have any honorable mentions?
Yes. Go ahead, Dean.
All right. I'll instead of going, since they're honorable mentions, I'll run through mine real quick. You had to have, like Nick said, I did have Quantum Leap, which is action adventure, but it's not a comedy. So, but my hour-long drama would be Breaking Bad.
Okay, that's on mine as well.
Okay.
I had to have Night Court, at least of the honorable mentions, and then for Megan's two picks, she picked Cheers and The Office, which I'm like, oh, of course. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
And then the Andy Griffith Show, like I mentioned before, and my last one. It's not on streaming. I think we've touched on why, but it's a shame. I'd like to see it more. I loved it as a kid, but my final honorable mention is the Drew Carey Show.
Yeah, good show.
Nice.
Good.
Nikolai, you got honorable mentions?
I do. I also had Breaking Bad because that's just there again. It is such a great drama, and you know how it ends and everything. But like, it's so compelling to watch time and again. Even though, I mean, I feel like comedies kind of lend themselves more to the rewatchability factor. Yeah. But Breaking Bad, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's such a good show.
Each
I would say
episode
that
is like a movie.
Yeah, that was one show that I'm like, people build stuff up and then you go and watch it and it's either not as funny or as gripping or as great as everybody said. That show, I swear to God, was every bit as good, if not better, than everyone ever told me it was.
100%.
I mean, just lived up to every bit of every hype. So definitely Breaking Bad was on mine. Also, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, of course, my touch of childhood. I would love to bring Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with me. And I mean, if you go with Power Rangers at large, there's a lot of content there. I don't know that I want to see all the seasons. I mean, I was really in it for the first 4 or 5, but
just bring those ones.
There's certainly a lot there.
You're splitting the box set.
Yeah. So, those are the main ones I had written down. Another one that I was thinking of as we were talking that would be great. Again, not a lot. You're only talking like 3 seasons. Chappelle's Show, though. Goddamn, great show. Infinite rewatchability. Chappelle's Show.
That would be good. Yeah.
Man, that would be a good one to have as well. But did not make my top 5. But that's about it for me. Brian, honorable mentions?
That's good as far as laugh ratio to episode. That's a great one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Iconic.
Yes. Mine, I have also Cheers, Walking Dead. Sure. Yeah, again, I mentioned some of that. I think it was a huge library, many. I think it's another one, like 10 seasons, something like that. So a lot of ebbs and flows with that show. Horror element, everything else. So if you're not looking to laugh, you just want to get the the drama.
They had horrors on there. Well, I would have watched it if I knew that.
Horror.
That's being even more of a horror, Dean, is what that is.
Yeah, okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I thought, America's Got Talent. So if I want to be reconnected to human, talent and something to go back, if you're stuck on an island, you want to stay connected like that. Again, several seasons of that, all kinds of different acts, comedy, singing, amazing talent. And I think it counts about Jeopardy to go back and until that time, go back and watch all the episodes. Yeah, absolutely. See the great Alex Trebek for many years hosting again. So
glorious 80s mustache.
right. You get some learning in there, like you said. So
Sure.
That's fair.
Keep your
And
mind sharp.
That's right.
That's right.
Allie's selections, by the way, she had 4. She also had Modern Family, SpongeBob SquarePants, which is just a great show on the year. A lot of huge content there. Expedition Unknown she likes, and the Great British Bake Off she would like to see as well. So that's what we got.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
And nobody picks Flavor of Love. All right. Well,
nope.
Maybe next time.
Nope.
Or Rock of Love. Come on.
Or Rock of Love. Yeah.
It's if it had more seasons, maybe another couple of seasons, that might have made the consideration for sure. Absolutely.
They found their footing, just right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. I almost had the Nick washes feet. Just not enough episodes.
But the ones there were quality.
Yeah, when you talk about boners per capita, I mean, my goodness, that is just,
it's off the chart.
I mean,
off the chart.
Yeah, it's not unlike the Chappelle
I have
show
one
with
thinking
laughs.
about it right now.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Fucking
There
little
you
toe.
go. That's right. And some out there,
you know
guys,
what you're doing, baby toe.
That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna put him on
Some
my
out
mouth
there,
like a
guys.
pinky.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead. Sorry. I get into Nick's feet. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
It's very distracting.
It is.
I get it. I get it. Well, some might be picking that show, and some others might be picking the Convincing Idiots library of shows. You never know. You never know.
There's now 181 of them, baby.
That's right.
Ooh,
that's right.
Ooh. Just get me all warm. It's hot here.
That's right. Play our cards right. You might get to 185. You never know.
I don't think Brian saw what you did. You didn't see him show his little tootsies on the YouTube show there on the camera. Oh, no.
Damn dude. You mentioned the tootsies, and now the YouTube numbers are going to like.
There you go.
Now everybody's got to watch the YouTube show.
That's right.
That's right. All right. Well, Nick, why don't we wrap up another episode that people could watch on a desert island someday, or perhaps a luxury bunker, or wherever they're seeing us right now, sir, or listening to us right now.
If you were stranded on a desert island and were only allowed to take a certain amount of podcasts, we're certain that we would be along for the ride with you, and we would keep you company.
Or at least a real close number 7.
Yeah, we're up in there. We're at least top 25, I think. Maybe for some people.
That's almost safe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, fortunately for you, you are not stranded on a desert island. You still have access to all the luxuries of life, including the internet. So, be sure to stop by, give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, a rate, a review, and all the other fun things on all your favorite social media accounts. You can find links to each and every one of them on our link tree. So go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, or go to our website, that is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, luckily, unless you get stranded on a desert island, we'll see you right back here next week for another episode of Convincing Idiots. I am Millennial Nick.
I am the Zennial Dean.
Gen X Brian.
I wish I was Gen X Brian.
Convinced you that we are worthy of being your stranded companions.
Did you just see that shit? If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. Come back. You're going to want to.
Ham gravy.
Can she hear us?
Yeah. It's about the same, I think.
You're not the same.
I think it is.
Robin, you're a smelly pirate hooker.
You're a fucking idiot.
Oh, she can't hear us. She's just choosing to ignore
Yours
us.
was too real.
You
Don't say
son of a
things.
bitch.
She was just messing around. Yours was too real. Too close to home.